ages of rock and roll.
Well, hello and welcome to the Daily Atheist Morning Show. I am your host. Wait. There I am. Good morning. Welcome to the Daily Atheist Morning Show. I am your host, the amazing Super Chris. Thank you for joining me today. New system, kind of working out the bugs. Eat them once you've got them worked out. Good morning, everyone. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. I hope you sinned safely, blasphemed, and all that business. We're going to talk. It's Monday, the day of Mondays, and we're going to have some fun. We'll be back in just a little bit. Have you tried Conspirin?
Are you feeling the world is leaving you behind? Do you look at all the pseudoscience, rumors, and wild speculation on the internet and wonder, why can't I do that? Well, friend, you can. We can help you. We are Conspirin. Conspirin has a long history of helping anyone with a hidden truth. We will get your message out. The conspiracy theories you see today all started out with one person's vision. The moon landing hoax was launched by a NASA engineer whose manager didn't okay his vacation request. Conspirin was there to help out. Christianity started out because one little girl named Mary got pregnant out of wedlock, and Conspirin saved the day. Now, the virgin birth is accepted Catholic doctrine. You may be thinking, but my idea of the center of the earth being made of ice is far-fetched. No one's going to believe that. In a world where people believe windmills cause cancer, we say no dream is too big. Conspirin will take your fledgling idea and feed it to our YouTube, Twitter, and TikTok operatives. And these savvy social media professionals will raise doubts with the prevailing scientific consensus. They will say no one has ever seen the planet's core except Jesus. And science is wrong all the time. That's why science has theories and not Jesus. Within 30 days, we guarantee you CNN will run a story on how your conspiracy theory isn't true. We will also give you 100% assurance Fox News will say your crazy idea about the Earth's core being an icy ball is true. Follow your heart. Listen to the voices no one else can hear. Team up with Conspirin.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for joining us this morning. Let me see if I can bring Ryan up here. Where's the damn button? There's the button. There's Ryan. Wait, boop. I'll get my shit together one of these days. Good morning, Ryan. How you doing?
Am I here? I'm here. I'm good. I'm doing well.
Yes, you do appear to be here. In theory, let's see. So, yep, I got the right topic.
My corporeal body.
Yes. Let me do this. And my title is kind of messed up. I don't know why. I probably, knowing me, broke it because that's what I do. I break shit. No, that's not helping. Damn it, Chris. This is not the time to be doing this. Let me just get that out of the way. And they're God of hate. Okay. Boop. So I hope you had Ryan, did you have a good weekend?
I did. Nothing
Awesome.
Crazy. I cleaned like I said I was going to. I told people I was going to clean. I think Friday I was going to clean my sewing room because it was a hot ass mess, and I did that. So okay. One room down, just like another 6 or 7 to go.
Understood. Very cool. Good. Let me see here. So that's what you did for your weekend, huh? Let me get that other.
Yeah, what about you?
Shit's broke. Well, I did a lot of studying because I'm doing the studying thing. What the hell was up with this thing? And then I did my first, we did our meet and greet for the Shakespeare Festival. I got to re-meet some of my friends from Shakespeare. And then yesterday we did our first read-through of Julius Caesar. So that was really cool.
Awesome.
For those of you who care or interested, we're performing Julius Caesar at the New Mexico Shakespeare Festival this year. And Julius Caesar, if you're familiar with the play, we're doing it. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be set in 1930s Italy. Mussolini kind of era. So we're going to be dressed in like a lot of cool stuff. Some of it's really cool. Some of it's, like, ouch. I wouldn't want to be caught in public wearing that kind of uniform situation. Other stuff is like a zoot suit kind of toned down a little bit because of the style of the 30s. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Very fun.
So they take like some liberties with things and have fun with it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Whatever, at least most of the Shakespeare I've done. I mean, I've only done one Shakespeare play, I think, where we dressed like you would think they dressed back in Shakespeare time. Most of them was like 1800s one time. Another time it was modern day business suits, stuff like that, you know? So, yeah. At two, Christopher, good morning, Zarkross. Yeah. So they, oftentimes they'll change it up. Now, I guess, like if you look on the internet, search for Winter's Tale, you'll see Winter's Tale and they're dressed in modern, you know, it just depends. It varies from production to production.
Right.
Good morning, Ryan. Ryan, you are Ryan. Good morning, Rational Poet Jackie. Thank you for joining us. Miss Non Sequitur says, our source of light gives us cancer. That's a good point. Let's see here. Who is Nobody Yippee? Good morning, Nobody Yippee. God hates. Is that a question? It looked like a question. Yes, indeed. Have you read the Bible? You have read the Bible, right? I mean, you've read the Bible. Maybe some people haven't read the Bible. They just talk like, you know.
They hear other people. That's the problem. What they know about the Bible is because somebody else tells them. They interpret it for them.
There's no way you're real. I am real, in fact. You mean like AI? No, I'm not AI, if that's what you mean.
Sure.
But whenever you go read the Bible, the God is a hideous creature. It commands all kinds of horrific things. You can't really deny that. Somewhere in the New Testament, Jesus goes, God is love and mercy. And everybody goes, oh, look, God is love and mercy. And ignore all the horrific things, even that Jesus did, from calling the one woman a dog because she wasn't from his tribe. You knew Jesus did that, right? Did you know Jesus did that? That he called a woman dog, nobody yippee?
You know what's so weird about that? How you gonna go into somebody else's town and talk smack? Like, that's like you're a Vikings fan, right? Mm-hmm. Like, could you imagine going into a bar that says, I don't know, who's their like worst rival, the Vikings?
Green Bay Packers, maybe?
Go and calling people like out of their like cheesy head brains, you know what I'm saying? In a bar that specifically, like, that's basically what Jesus did.
He went into their bar and called one of their women a dog. A Green Bay Packers dog. I mean, who hasn't done that?
He did.
But he's supposed to be held to a better standard than me.
Exactly, right? Like, maybe that's something that we would do as imperfect humans.
Right.
But
that's true.
Human.
That's true. Nobody Yippee says, if God hated us, why did he come down to die for our sins? Why did he have to come down to die for your sins? To save you from whom? From himself. Who? I mean, why couldn't he just say, no, I forgive you your sins? No, he actually had to make a person, allegedly, according to your story, go through pain and suffering and all that to forgive you forgive his sins. Forgive your sins, when all he had to do was go, your sins are forgiven. So really, that's kind of a God of hate. He made his own son or whatever go through all that pain for nothing. Because he didn't have to do that. So, and that's just assuming it's even a sacrifice, right? Because that's a whole different conversation. I don't think it was a sacrifice. He was executed by the Romans. Jesus was not sacrificed for your sins. It's all a lie. You guys have bought into it. But that's a story for later. You guys can cry about that in a minute. Dixie, good morning. Jesus famously is anti-environment. He curses a fig tree out of season for not producing figs for him, and it withers and dies. Jesus is a dick for plants. Good morning, Vixie. Thank you for kicking in the door this morning with that. That was fun. And Bob says, one way up. And see, that's one of the things we mentioned, last week's show was Christianity is a religion of fear. And I wanted to point out how most or all of you try to drive other people with fear to your religion. And you do, just wait. Oh, you better convert before the end, or I'm praying for yourself. Why? Because God creature's going to get me whenever I die if I don't convert. It's all fear. And so whenever I named it that, they were less apt to actually do that. So I renamed the show once again, The God of Hate, just to see how many Christians come in here and just start hating on the atheist rather than even arguing at all. Good morning. And Bob says, atheists are so full of arrogance. Thank you for Bob. Put you on. Right. It's love. What's love? It's hate. It's all hate. Meeks and me, good morning. Oh, Monday. I know, right? They keep doing the Monday over and over and over again. I don't know what the problem is. If you're never going to accept it, why am I here? I don't know why you're here. What are you? Maybe we're not talking about the same thing. Good morning, Ron Lothar. Thank you for joining us. See, why are you going to pray for me, Bob? Why are you going to pray for me? Because if I don't repent, then your evil God creature's going to do what to me? What's going to happen to me after it's all a threat, man. You can't threaten me with that. Praying for me, especially since I don't want you to pray for me, is actually an insult to your voice to God. You're insulting, you're lying to God by praying for me when you know I don't want to. God, don't forget that shit. God saved you. Hey, guys. Okay, y'all do what you want. We're having a staff meeting here in the room, and apparently, Daisy and Sadie are having a little bit of a issue over, something. And Ollie had to come in and break it up, our computer engineer. God can change your life. Yeah. Nobody hippie bros talking about debate me. The whole point of a debate is to convince the other side. Actually, that's not the point of a debate at all, I don't think. Really, if this gentleman were to come in here and try to debate me, I wouldn't even attempt to convert him or change his mind at all. My point, the only reason why I would agree to debate someone is to probably change somebody's mind who's watching. But they're not going to convince me. We're not going to convince him. So God changed your mind. Yes, of course he did. Stupid planet spinning and all. Good morning, Rational Poet Jackie. Again, what does your God creature do if you don't believe in him? Asks Miss Ryan or Miss Non Sequitur. Yeah. It's all good. You've been told peace. It's all good. You've been told. Replace the word told. Replace the word told with warned. You've been warned. That's what he means to say. You've been warned. The threat. This God creature is hate. It's all about hate and violence and death. For those of you who are Christians who are just now getting here, go read the Old Testament. I know you're going to go, Jesus is the New Testament, the New Covenant, blah, 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 blah. That doesn't mean shit. The Old Testament is the face of your God. It's the face of God that Jesus is referring to. Whenever you talk about the sin that we're convicted of, it's the Old Testament. Whenever you're talking about the prophecies that Jesus fulfilled, that's the Old Testament. Whenever you talk about the 10 Commandments, that's the Old Testament. You just cannot get away from that. And the Old Testament shows the face of your God, and it's hideous. It's disgusting. It endorses slavery. It teaches its people how to enslave people. Even the New Testament tells people to follow their masters. The creature of the Old Testament it does nothing with reason and love. It doesn't sit down with Moses and his people go, listen, why don't you go peacefully from here across this land, and I will tell all these people to move and allow you through. They'll even give you food and help you along. No, it's kill everyone from here to there. It's the God creature. It could change their minds, but no, it chooses violence and death and murder every time. Go read the Old Testament. You cannot deny this. Nobody, listen, man. Again, I gotta ask you, how much do you not know about this God creature? He created this planet. Why would he hate us? Listen, chapter 6, he drowned almost everybody on the planet, literally saying, I hate these bitches. I'm going to drown every one of them. Your God creature did that. Not long, 6 books after creating the earth. The Bible doesn't endorse slavery, not once. All right, hold on, Bill Bidwell. I'll tell you what. In the Bible, the old God creature, the God. Now you don't trust me. Rewind this. Don't trust me. In the Bible, the God creature sells its people or gives them into slavery several times, sometimes for like up to 80 years. That's like 2 or 3 or 4 generations of people into slavery. God goes, these people pissed me off, so I let them into slavery, into the Mennonites or whomever. And then he does it again, and then he does it again. He does it several times. The God creature puts his own people into slavery under people that don't worship him. He gave people that don't worship him slaves because his own people weren't doing what he thought they should be doing. Point 1. Point 2, in the Bible, this God creature tells its followers, those people, how to manage and control their own slaves. Don't believe me? Go look it up. You know, if you beat a slave, if it dies within 3 days, you're in bad shape. But if it doesn't die within 3 days, after 3 days, you're off the hook. You can sell a slave, how much your daughter's worth, how much a slave is worth. A woman is worth less than a man. A man slave that's from a Hebrew tribe, it can only be enslaved for like 7 years. But if it's not from a Hebrew tribe, they can be enslaved forever. If it's from a Hebrew tribe and they marry someone there and have children with them, they can't take those other slave children and wives with them. They have to leave them, or they can stay a slave. So they just, you know what I mean? So it's in there. And then Jesus, what does Jesus say in the New Testament about slavery? Slaves, obey your masters. Somebody says it. Who says it? Obey your masters as you would your Father in heaven. Was it Paul? Somebody says it. So don't trust me, good friends. Don't trust me. Go look for yourselves. So Captain Crunch says, yeah, and your point. May not even be talking to me. God creature. Why am I using the term God creature? Why shouldn't I be? It's a creature. Listen, I have a video, and it's really it asks the question, do you worship a friendly, loving God, or do you worship like a pit demon from hell? When you look at the actions of the God creature, you will see it absolutely fits the description of a pit creature from hell. The first time we see the God creature is in don't trust me, go look this up for yourself. Genesis 16, it makes an agreement, it might be 15. It makes an agreement with Abram. And then it moves between these. It asks Abram to cut up these animals and put their body parts in a circle. And then it floated between them in a pot, and it's just flames. That's the first time we see the God creature. So, work that out for yourself. Low-hanging fruit. It's all, hey, man, if it shouldn't have low-hanging fruit. It shouldn't have anything that's indefensible yet.
You'd think.
I can't tell if he even doesn't know what's in the Bible. All you do is run your lips. See, that's a funny thing. You don't even look for yourselves. I mean, kids, ignorant folk. Ryan, tell me about your weekend. What did you do for the weekend?
Well, other than clean, I really didn't do much else. I kind of just lacked the interest to do so. I'd had several things I could have recorded. I just kind of didn't feel like it.
Well, after all that other stuff you were doing.
Yeah. I just, I don't know.
Let us see here. Yeah, again, I did my thing. I did the other thing. I didn't really do a lot of the other thing. Let me see. I'm waiting for my thing to come up here. Cammy, amen. Jesus Christ is Lord. Amen, James. Jesus Christ is Lord. Ooh, man, it looks like my damn chat from the vertical is not showing up here. I don't think. Lieber says, this is covenant which has been done by sacrifice. Jesus is a blood covering. Learn Yom Kippur. This is not heart which everyone will be judged for. Blood covering is covenant with sacrifice. Listen how disgusting that sounds. Lieber 360 Abel. It's a blood sacrifice. Jesus is a blood covering. Listen to how disgusting this is. Do you not hear how disgusting this is? We don't do human sacrifices. That's disgusting. It was disgusting back then. It's disgusting now. Why is it that you think it's okay to kill someone else? Not for sins, not for something you did. It was a sin that somebody else did beforehand. Adam and Eve, and not for something that person did. Where does that even start making sense? And then the notion that it could have just waved those sins away, but no, it demanded blood. It demanded blood because it's the God creature of the Old Testament. So you guys just don't realize what you worship is a God creature. I'm glad you're here. Read, learn Jesus is a scapegoat. Jesus is a scapegoat, absolutely. What was that, Miss Ryan?
He likes flesh.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Now, for those of you who disagreed with the slavery part, Judges. 2:14, he sold them, he being God, into the hands of their enemies all around, so that they could no longer stand before their enemies. Judges 3:8, the anger of the Lord burned against Israel, so that he sold them into the hands of the Cushan, I can't pronounce those words. Judges 4:2, so the Lord sold them into the hands of the Jabin king of Canaan, even to the Canaanites. He sold, all right, so then we go Judges 10:7. He sold them into the hands of the Philistines and the Ammonites. 1 Samuel 12:9. He sold them into the hands of the Sisera, into the hands of the Philistines. Psalms 106:41. He gave them into the hands of the nations, and their foes ruled over them. Deuteronomy, I'm just going to go on, right? Deuteronomy 28:6-68. There you will offer yourselves for sale to your enemies as male and female slaves, but no one will buy you. Nehemiah 9:27. You gave them into the hands of their enemies who oppressed them. I mean, all right, so that's the Old Testament, God creature selling or giving his own people into slavery over and over and over again. You don't believe me? Go read it yourself. You don't have to believe me. Apparently, Miss Ryan, my chat is locked up again. I'm going to have to do it all manual like. Let me see if I can do this. See if I can read these. People are speaking at me.
Kind of acting weird.
Yeah. Somebody's talking at me, I'm sure. Hate and whatnot, and I can't see or hear it. Let me go here. All right, so here we go. So there are those things. Deviant Outcast, good morning. Kelly Laughlin is here. Wretched Man is here. Really? Already with the threats. Good morning, Dr. Kip Davis. Thank you for joining us. Wow, you guys are all wonderful. Again, my chat's being locked up. I didn't know. Now, there are more scriptures concerning this. This is just random. I mean, obviously, whenever I tell these things, I always say, go look for yourself. So, my friend, go look for yourself. About God. This is about God and it's slavery. The face, you're talking about God is not hate. Well, here's God selling his own people into slavery. Over and over and over again. Now, somebody, if you want to, you don't need to trust me. You could go look for these rest of them yourselves, as far as the where God tells you how much to sell your slaves for and all this other business. If you've ever heard, Christians, you've ever heard that thing about a man raping a woman and gets caught, he has to pay 50 shekels. That's the property damage, see, because he's ruined the man's daughter who he cannot sell now. It's a property damage thing. This is your God creature. Yeah, we're not for Islam either, man. Islam's just not up in our business. Yes, we do attack Islam when the occasion comes up, but thank you for asking. Normally what we find, though, is that Christians and their religion is usually so disgusting that they come in here and they go, oh, look at that over there. Don't look at this, what we're doing to you. Now, we've even had some of them say, well, you think this is bad. You should go live under a Muslim rule. That's really just admitting that your religion is a religion of oppression. I'm just saying. Matthew, that's not rape. That's a guy caught boning a virgin. He has... Why is it not rape? I thought it actually says, yeah, rape. And he has to get caught. He has to get caught. It even says, and he is caught. If he's not caught. So, let's see here. Let me see. Austin, I want to see here. I'm missing some stuff. Gentleman, individual, good morning, Matthew Danovic. I hope I said that right. Says attack Islam, Islam bad, Islam, Muhammad bad, Muhammad bad. Are you satisfied now? Thank you for playing. Is our Muhammad and their bullshit being shoved on my kids in schools? No. Is it being shoved on us through the Supreme Court? No. Go away until it is. But again, it's just not up in our grill right now. We are against it, or at least I am. What does slavery have to do with that? Did they count Kelly Laughlin? Good morning, Kelly Laughlin. Let me go here. Ryan, so one time we were talking on here about Moloch. And we've done Molech, I believe, probably must better pronounce Molech. And you were telling me that Molech was not really necessarily a god. It was a method of sacrifice. I think is what you.
It's
is that
a
what you were saying?
kind,
A kind of
like a
Methodist.
category, like a
Gotcha.
category of sacrifice, and they're not even 100% sure exactly what it means. They just think it's either through fire, in fire, something to do with fire.
Okay, I got you. Let's see. with almost no irony, I'm sure, formerly known as Mouse Cop says atheists will always twist the Bible to fit their narrative. I thought that was the Christian job. I mean, you have 14,000 different denominations of Christianity. That's a lot of Bible twisting, my friend. And did you hear my words? You did hear my words. I gave you the scriptures. Go look it up for yourself. You can be ambiguous as you want, but God literally gave his creatures into slavery over and over and over again. Chris, what is your purpose with this? Oh, Chris, that's a great question, Ricky. The purpose of this podcast is currently, it used to be just to kind of have a fun little morning show, but I've kind of evolved a little bit to where I'm actively trying to pull Christians away from religion. And so I've been doing this series on how your religion is either a blood cult, or how it's all a scam, or how the creature is all about hate. The God creature of the Bible is all about hate, or how Jesus was not sacrificed at all. Wasn't sacrificed. Even if he was sacrificed, it wasn't a real sacrifice because you don't get back what there's so many things. But my goal is to pull Christians away from that hate faith. So they stop othering people, so they stop voting for people like Donald Trump because they think he's going to stop abortion.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So, and I don't really see why, if I have that issue, why you should have a problem with that. Christians go around all the time. They go door to door doing this. Jimmy Swaggart did what I'm an atheist Jimmy Swaggart. Do you care? Why aren't you on Christian podcast going, why are you trying to do that? Right?
You're not begging for money, though.
Right. Oh, no, I don't beg for money. I usually just perform.
But I'm saying Jimmy Swaggart, I guess.
Yeah, Jimmy's.
He worked.
He did. The God the Father do not judge. Jesus is the one who does, in the Bible, does all the judging. So that's a lot of words to say that you haven't read the Bible. Interesting. John Hudson, good morning, man. It's good to see you. My chat's broke. It's nowhere in the chat, no board case, so I'm sorry. Any apologists would demolish these base level atheistic arguments, step up your atheism. No, maybe they would, but I doubt it. Well, what's the point I'm making, Mr. Creature Person, Mr. Christians for Trump? No shit, right? What's your let's see, any apologist would demonstrate. All right, so yeah, I'm arguing that the creature is a God of hate, and I'm using the Old Testament to do it. You guys like to go, oh, God is a God of love, and you use this tiny little thing out of the New Testament, ignoring even things from the New Testament and all of the Old Testament that really demonstrates that this God is just a God of hate and anger and murder, violence. Go look, my friends, there's nothing this creature does in the Old Testament that isn't with threat, violence, hate, nothing. Just the example I gave earlier where it could have taken Moses and said, all of you people come with me, and told the people in their path to, hey, soften your hearts to Moses and my people as they come through. No, that's not what he did. He's like, kill every man, woman, and child between here and there. If I remember right, I was watching, I think it was it a Dr. Kip show? Was it Dr. Kip? Anyway, I was watching one of those shows, and they were talking about how there was over 300 towns / cities or whatever that were destroyed by these people as they moved, allegedly, from place to place to place. I mean, it's murder, death, kill. And also they said, they kept 32,000 virgin females for themselves, according to the Bible. What percentage of the population is that if they killed all the rest of them? What's the percentage? Then they just killed all those people. There's one time in the Bible where I think it was the ancient Hebrews were going from somewhere to somewhere else. They run into some people. The people like, man, we really like your women. And they're like, well, you can have our women, but you got to get circumcised first. They're like, all right, we'll get circumcised first. And then they get circumcised. And that night they go in, and the Jews, because the Hebrews, atheist Hebrews, because the men were down, because, you're down when your dick flesh gets up. They go in and they killed them all. Interesting. Merciful, loving. What's that, Miss Ryan?
I was just saying that was a bad story. It's not a good story whatsoever.
That's not a good story. I'm gonna let's go get some coffee or water for you if you're doing the water thing. We'll be back in just a minute. Let's do this one. Do you have a loved one who's on their deathbed, but they've yet to give themselves up to the Lord?
Are you sure you don't want to come to Jesus?
No.
This is your final chance.
No. Worried they're headed to the fiery pits of hell.
Your very last chance.
No. No. I've been wicked and sinful. I deserve to burn in the hot place.
As you wish. Farewell, my heathen husband.
Farewell, my... Well, fear not, my wayward child. Introducing Father Flanigan's line of post-mortem baptismal kits. No more worries about being miserable alone forever. Be a good Christian and share that eternal pain and suffering with the ones you love. I'm in hell. Not as hot as I thought it'd be. Kind of feels like Houston, minus the humidity. Hello. My favorite drink crafted to perfection. Ooh, and some dank ass weed.
I can't bear to be down on my face chanting, holy, holy, holy is the Lord, every day, all day, for all eternity, by myself.
Wow, is that George Carlin? And Alan Turing, look at that. Carl say, oh, I am so honored. You've been my hero since I was a kid. Neil deGrasse Tyson, what are you doing here? Oh, I get it. I get it. Schrodinger's heathen. Very cute, you. Very cute. That's fantastic. Oh, what is that? What is? It's holy water. Oh, it burns. No, this isn't where I want to be. Pabst Blue Ribbon and a Marlboro? No! Father Flanigan's post-mortem baptismal kit. Dead kid tested, Mother Teresa approved. Is that the Pope and John Paul? Jim Jones and Jimmy Swaggart, huh? I can see that coming. Neil deGrasse, what are you doing? Holy, holy, holy is the Lord. Holy, holy, holy is the Lord.
Thanks, Father Flanigan.
Damn them to an eternity in heaven for only $59.99. They wouldn't appreciate it, but you'll feel better, and that's the point, isn't it? Get yours now. Your heathen loved one's time is running out. Holy, holy, holy is the Lord. This is some bullshit. Holy, holy, holy is the Lord. All right, let's see. Bob says, Bob would love to be on my show live. Why, Bob? So you can spout your ignorance here on my show live? Let's see. Zarkraz, Caprin Crunch proves, says, Zarkraz, are you a homosexual or trans because you like abortion or something? That's just one of the stupidest things. My brain almost rejected reading it for some reason. It's just, and then Bob says, and science said the jab worked. The jab did work. It did, with varying degrees. I mean, it was like last second millions of things. Then you had Donald Trump hamstringing it at every fucking turn. Yes, it worked. I got COVID. I was kind of a sniffle. I had taken the thing. If you had taken the thing, you were less likely to get really sick. You might still get sick. You might still be able to pass it on, but you were less likely to get sick, need a ventilator, and die. Huh. Go look that shit up. But no, you won't look that shit up because you're just all about the lies. If you're at this point, you're just lies. And yeah. So let me find the thing here. Jesus flipped tables. Good morning, Grenade Plum. He flipped tables, told authorities they were hypocritical vipers, and threatened them with eternal damnation for their wicked deeds. He brought the sword, not peace. Well, that's just one example. I'm new to reading the New Testament. Jesus also in the New Testament, in Mark, he started with the whole, you're not my family, telling his own family, you're not my family. These religious nutbags I'm sitting at this table with who believe in my God creature are my family. You are not. Jesus started that there, at least in this book. And that's harmful. That in itself has destroyed many of families. Let me do this, toggle this pen. The job protect, I don't even know what you're talking about now. You're just an idiot. Matt Dillahunty's going to put a hit out on who? For what? Ryan, is that a That kind of almost looks like a Denver Broncos coat. Is it not? I mean, the colors seem Denver. Oh, that's what I see.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
I see. Kind of similar colors, but yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's for the youth.
It's for the youth. Isn't it funny? The Christians think a jab to Jesus with a spear a long time ago protects them, and yet they don't believe science that actually did science to give them the jab. Anyway, carry on. I think it's funny. Let's see. He who hates the one and only true God, living God, hates his own soul. A lot of hating there, isn't there? Why would somebody hate a merciful, loving God? Because it's not. It's a hateful, angry God that does nothing but hate. You know, one of the things, the excuses I like to use is that, not excuses, one of the examples is the word I like to use, is that Christians often think that, you know, Satan killed a lot of people. Well, Satan didn't kill any people. And even in the Old Testament, Satan, they claim, killed 10 people. But if you go read that, God takes credit for it. It says, though you moved me to kill them. Very next chapter or verse, I think it's right there. You know, God goes away, and then he says, you go do what you want to them. The next day, Satan comes back and says, well, what do you think about Job? He's like, you know, he's still loyal, though you moved me to destroy him. So go look that up. Your God is nothing but hate. Everything it does is hate in the Old Testament. The New Testament, hate. It hates. Jesus starts with the hate. So, it didn't scare me at all. Is this the daily morning vaccination show? I don't know how that came up, really. Why do you call yourself godless? According to Ann Bob says. I don't even know who you're talking to now. I don't know if you're Rational Poet Jackie, I hope you had a wonderful weekend. Let me come back over here to my server and see what's going on. There we are. Main stage, because I can't see who's okay. Gotcha. Let's see here. Vicky says, the saddest thing I've realized as an atheist is that those longing for an afterlife the most seem to accidentally bring in their own doom quicker. As a result, Christianity is a death cult. It is, in fact, a death cult, and it's a blood cult. They're worshiping the dead. They can't wait to be dead so they can go be with the dead. It's all about the dead. And then it's a blood cult because they worship the blood of Jesus, who sacrificed his blood. He spilled his blood. Now you drink his blood and washed in the blood. And it's all about a blood cult. How can you guys not see this? Christians in the chat. Susan, oh man, thank you. Are you talking to me? Are you talking to the Christians? If you're talking to me, what if you're wrong? Oh my goodness, what if I'm wrong? Well, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'll find out if I'm wrong. I don't think I am, nothing based on the proof, the evidence I've given. What if you're wrong? What if you're right, but you're wrong? There are so many different versions of Christianity and Islam and all this business. You're going to roll the dice and say, I'm going to go with the God creature. Step one, you've gone with the God creature. Now you choose a faith. All the rest of them are wrong. All of them are burning in hell. All of them are wrong. They're all heretics. So you have a choice. You have to roll the dice. It's like a huge roulette wheel, a roulette of death. And you got one roll and you choose the correct religion. I'm going to be a Mormon today. Oh, that's it. And you watch that ball bang, 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 and then you die. And when you die, you found out, oh, it was Eastern Orthodox. And then you're down there burning in hell with me and Ryan. Maybe not Ryan. She's really sweet. But you'll be down there with us. So what if you're wrong, Sue? I mean, even if you're right and there is a God, then shit gets really scary, because then you go, did you choose the right religion? Okay, now you've chosen the right religion. Are you following it correctly? Have you faltered? Have you made a misstep? Have you done something the God creature is not going to forgive you for? All these things you don't know. One of us lives in fear, the other doesn't. So, Ryan, are you gonna fall asleep over there?
I'm just chatting through text, doing the old school way of communicating with people.
Gotcha. We had a lady here at the beginning of the show. She said she was distracting you before the show. Let's see, what was her name?
Oh yeah, Felicia. We were she was doing a live stream, and I was getting myself ready. I'm always looking for something to watch.
So
I'm getting ready in the morning.
Is Felicia a content? She's a content creator then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me find out. Listen, I mean, should we shill Felicia? She seemed cool, like a chillable person. I will. Let's follow. Let me go check this out and see who we're talking about. See who this evil one is. What's her? What do we look for in the search here? Felicia
by nature. Oh, there we go. That's her. Let me see. I think I can.
Oh.
Go to channel. Go to channel.
Oh, okay. Oh, there she is. Oh, she's got the cat thing. I dig the cat thing. Secular Sunrise. Okay, cool.
I'll put it in.
I got it. I see her. I'm going to follow. I'm going to subscribe. That is very cool. I'm going to stalk her probably and check out her stuff. It looks like cool stuff. Yeah. A lot of more. All right. I don't like channels that do more thinking than I do. It just bothers me. So, and your channel already looks smarter than me. So I'm just going to have to back away slowly. No, guys, go check out her channel. It looks like a lot of fun. She may not even still be in the chat. She might be over somewhere crying, rocking back and forth, going, where's a therapist? After watching part of our show. I think my chat has died again too. It died with Sue and What If She's Wrong?
Yes.
Damn it. So, I didn't see a response from Sue. I'm not necessarily waiting for one, but God is. Be afraid, lady. Be very afraid. How afraid? Very afraid. Oh, there she is. Good. I don't want to click it because if I click it, it's bad. It makes things wrong. Well, thank you for joining us, Felicia. I'll check out your stuff. Arch Radish, I never think so. You're safe with my... Let's see. Lots of things going on. Richard Tranter, good morning. Jesus did parlor tricks of the time. Really? I mean, I would like to say that it could be argued that Penn and Teller could pull off the same kind of thing, Penn and Teller and a little bit of help, well, especially, 12 disciples, that's plenty of help. Why don't 3 of you guys run ahead, right? You're going to be blind, you're going to be hobbled, and you'll be whatever, and I'll come through and I'll heal you guys, and then we'll get this food from these people, and then we'll leave, and we'll get money and whatever. Yeah, go read Mark, people. Go read Mark. Tekken fan, let's see.
They had to make money somehow.
They very much do. Felicia, would you like to read the super chat?
Oh, thank you. Felicia says, okay, you guilted me. Thanks for the promo. Please make sure you subscribe to Felicia by Nature. You're like 500 and something, so we need to get her to 1,000.
Yes, let's get her to 1,000. Yep, let's do that. Well, should we have her on the show? We should have her on the show. You think we should have her on the show? I mean, like as a person to come on the show and say hi?
As a person,
yeah. I mean...
Well, I don't know if you want to have people on the show, but...
Son of a bitch. They got to do people? I don't like people. I'm allergic to people. They give me the cooties. Anyway, Miss Felicia, I'm going to check out your stuff, but if you got time, let us know and we'll have you on the show. If you're into that thing, I'm going to put the Discord thing here. Discord, if you do the Discord thing. There's the Discord. And I actually just kind of hit up Chad to see if Chad would be able to want to come hang out with us sometime as well. I was in the middle of talking to Chad and didn't get to see that, Arch Radish, the radish of archness.
Funny guy.
My chat is all messed up. Thank you for the super chat, though. We very much appreciate you. And go join her stuff. Let me get this out. I'm just going to close that. I can't close that. I love my high quality chat, people. I know, right? I know, because I can't shout out people. I can't remember anything. Let's see here. So we're gonna check that out. Oh, we've got Jackie. Let me see. Jackie, the Rational Poet, is here. We will let Jackie come up here on the thing. Jackie's got her hand up. Give me just a second, because brain. What is brain? That's not it. Jackie, the Rational Poet, is going to come up here and say something. Good morning, Rational Poet Jackie. Can you hear me? We can't hear you. Jackie is speaking to us through interpretive dance at this point. Yes, erotic. Well, it was, and that's just hateful. Oh, hey, that's just wrong, lady. But she's able, so whenever she can, she will speak to us. Something about her microphone. I wanted to mention Matthew Danovic said, he was justifying something, said, why did you leave the part out about how that story started with the rape of a woman? I'm not sure really which story we're talking about.
Dinah.
Dinah. Oh, I don't know. I'm not familiar with that. Would you like to tell us about that?
You do. The story of Dinah, where she gets raped in Shechem, by Shechem or whatever, in Shechem. And so they approach the family of Dinah and say, hey, we love we love your daughter. We want to marry her. And the Hebrews, I guess at the time, are like, okay, sure, you can be one of us. We'll be cool. Like, things will be great. Choppity that dick. And so everybody chops the dick.
That one.
And then while they're down and out, that's when they go and kill them.
I understand.
And then like do gruesome things to everybody.
Isn't that interesting? That, let me just think. If I were a God creature, I would think that I probably could have softened the people's hearts so they wouldn't have raped the woman, point A. And then I would almost think there might have been any kind of way to resolve the situation without mass deaths. I mean, only one or two people actually committed the act. Surely not the entire city, but in the name of the God creature, right? Why do you call it a God creature? You haven't read the Bible, have you, my friend? I'm just going to close this. This is useless. This bugs me very much. Chat's not working. Okay, so thank you for that. I'm going to have to look that up. What's that?
Matthew says, so rape is clearly not allowed in the Bible. That's not what the example displays. Like, maybe from the way I described it, you can pull that from it, but in the Bible, that's not what we get, that rape is bad.
No,
honestly, no. That's just like a byproduct of like the story they're trying to tell. The issue in this story is that you took someone's property and now we're going to trick your ass and we're going to murk you and now take all of your property.
Right. Yep.
Just
it's a property thing. Kelly Shear, good morning, Kelly. Thank you.
They probably raped all those women that they just stole from those men.
That's right. That's a good point. Yeah, so the one woman gets raped. Now, we already know the process is to kill everybody and take the virgin females for yourself. So they kill all of them and rape all their virgin girls, and that somehow is holy.
Holy is the
interesting
Lord.
Stuff. Let's see here. Hells Bells is here. Did you know Hells Bells was here? Good morning. I know. How are you doing? I hope you're doing great. I hope everything's going great. Felicia said something that disturbed Paul. Paul is clutching pearls. I don't know what it is. Matthew said she was being held kidnapped in their town after being raped. Yeah. Again, overkill. God creature. Overkill. Didn't have to do that. That did not have to happen. There were so many ways that even you, I, and Ryan, moral human beings, could have thought of to resolve that situation.
Indeed.
Let's see. Ravadale is here. Good morning, Ravadale. Garland Garrett is here. Matthew, have not read about genocide and how God allows someone to rape David's 10 wives. I'm not really sure about that one either. I haven't gotten to that part myself. So, I think I know more about, I think I know more about Islam than most Muslims at this point. I am Jeremy for life. Yeah. Isn't it interesting how that happens? I feel that I know a lot more about the Bible than a lot of the Christians. Certainly most of them that come through our chat. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
And see, one of the things that Ryan, we've got other resources. I've been wrapped up with, I've got something I'm studying, a different field I'm studying. I got the Shakespeare I'm studying, but I'm also wanting to get kind of some of the deeper depths of things. And Ryan, I'm a surface level guy. I don't go say hi out there. whenever I do my Evil God Monster of Abraham series, I'm like, listen, I'm going to start it right from here, and we're just going to read it together. There's no, this is translated into this, into this, into this, into this, and it means this, and it means this. I mean, we take it at face value. Hundreds of millions of Christians do exactly that. So I figure that's a good enough to play. However, there is a deeper meaning and a deeper measure, and that's all found with Ryan, Dr. Kip, all those other people. They study those things. We're like, the Bible, and that's the end of it. But really, that's only the beginning. That's really, I guess the Bible is, in fact, the end of it, but it's not the beginning. There's so many things that happened outside of and around the Bible. What is the one of them? It's Ryan's. You talk about her all the time. Aisha? The goddess that was with
Ashita?
Ashita, there you go.
Yes.
There you go. Yes. I mean, now we have quite a few Christians in the chat. How many Christians know who Ashira was? Raise your hands. Now, whenever Ryan gives you like the brief little rundown, if you don't mind, Ryan, here and just give him a brief little rundown, and you're going to go, "Wow, I didn't know that." So, all right, go ahead. Who is Ayesha related to Yahweh and all that business?
So basically, Ashita is a goddess that I would say goes back into history, probably into like the second millennia BCE, if not earlier than that. But she makes a really big appearance in Ugarit, and then that influence, obviously, because it's right there above Canaan, it's a port city, and there's a lot of influence from the Baal cycle, and you can see that in the Bible. And it talks about a goddess named Ashera that's with Elohim, that some may know him as now. But eventually Yahweh kind of absorbs this god El, and with it this goddess Ashera. And you can see in also the historical record somewhere around like the 9th century, Yahweh and his Ashera. So even the Hebrews must have understood this goddess to be a wife of, or some kind of relation to Yahweh. There's some scholars who say maybe she was the mother to Yahweh. Whatever. Anyway, so that's who she is, and you can see her clearly in the Bible, but she's described very negative, and it's unfortunate because that's basically what they did to women. They took this powerful goddess that basically was the goddess that created everything, and then turned it into a man. They took Ashera and turned her into a man, and now that's our representative in the divine world is Yahweh.
So in the beginning there was darkness, and then Yahweh created the heavens and the earth, blah, blah, blah. But before the beginning, there was Ashera.
There was another beginning,
yeah. And they were all doing stuff. And I think it's fascinating that the gods from back then, and correct me if I'm wrong, I mean, just the feeling I get from whenever I listen to the historians and other people talk about them, the gods back then didn't have the power that the God creature of Christians today, like it was all-knowing, everything, everywhere.
Oh yeah,
powerful creature that was, they were different. The gods were thought of differently.
Like they all had their like things that they did that they had their drew their power from or whatnot. Like Baal's thing was lightning, thunder, lightning storms. Ashera was like fertility, but also cycles of the moon and protection of the family, things of that nature. Yeah, so they all had their thing, and then Yahweh did too. Yahweh allegedly could have either started out as a metallurgy god or some kind of small storm god, and then eventually grew to where he is today, where this is the only god to ever exist, ever. Forever.
It's like those gods back then, they and their realms and their power were all in this universe. And the God creature from Christians nowadays was outside the universe, created the universe and even these gods. But the gods of the old time seemed like they had their own little place and their own little heaven or hell or their own little zones or whatever they did. but it wasn't outside of the universe per se. You know, I don't know. I just kind of, they didn't feel the same. Crom. I remember Crom.
Who's that?
Correct. The gods were limited. Crom was from Conan the Barbarian. Correct. The gods were limited. They were not transcendent. It was even thought that they could be killed. Well, yeah. Okay. Yeah. There were limits, that they were not super everywhere all powerful beings. Thank you for Christians in the chat for crashing out and elevating the algorithm. Do we have Christians? Guys, my chat is broken. I can't really see the chat and keep up with the show. Are the Christians crashing out? Are they praying for me? They usually start with the prayers and just stuff whenever I start speaking crazy talk that they can't handle anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, Crom was, I believe, Conan the Barbarian. It's the only god in the Bible that hasn't been debunked.
Crom?
Paul, man, I wish I could highlight these things. You know, it's like I get little chunks of the chat over here. Paul said, I thought I had a stroke, but no, he really said it. It's the only God in the Bible that hasn't been debunked. It's fascinating. How many gods are in the Bible?
Like mentioned in the Bible?
I guess, yeah, I don't know.
Mentioned in the Bible. I don't know, maybe 20, 30.
I heard a voice. I heard a disembodied voice in my head.
Did you? Did you hear this, buddy?
I did.
You did. You did.
I don't know.
Did you see a putty tat? You did. You did.
I did.
A putty tat.
What's going on?
I don't know what the hell was going on. I checked all my settings and it seemed to be working. Then as soon as I did a mic test in Discord, and as soon as I did a mic test in Discord, it started working. I don't know what happened.
Well,
no, I wanted to comment on your Mondays repeating. I thought that was funny, and I said, "Stupid world spinning and all," you know. Oh my God! So sorry about all the delay there, but
no problems.
No, that's literally.
Man, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
You go.
That's literally all I called in to say. So all of that work just to say I liked your joke.
I appreciate that. Well, thank you. Yes. Okay. Well, awesome sauce. Thank you very much, Jackie. All right. Well, now the Christian folk in the chat are going to be all jealous because they can't come up here and go, God, Jesus, because God.
I'll smack their God around for them a little bit if they want. He is, he's exactly what you say he is. He's a monster throughout the book. Mm-hmm. To me, I like to describe him as a little bratty fucking kid who plays a video game, can't get his players to do what he wants, keeps destroying them, do over. And then finally, at the end of the book, he just smashes at the end of the game, he smashes the Xbox and takes off.
And the controller, yeah.
And the controller, yeah.
Yeah. Well, got it. Well, thank you for calling in, Miss Jackie. I appreciate you very much. I'm going to do this right here.
All right, bye.
Bye, Jackie. All right, bye. Let me do a thing real quick. We're going to go here. Let's see. We've got some people in my. Sorry, guys. My chat. One of the things I was really hoping for today was I titled the show the way I did because I was anticipating the Christians to come in here and start with all the threats of you better repent. I can only imagine how many times they have done those sorts of things in the chat. Fruity demons oversharing their homosexual joy. See, that's the whole thing. If you believe in demons or if you're like anti-homosexual, you got problems in the head to begin with. Let's see here. What should we do? Miss Round. Let's do this. We'll be back in just a minute, my friends. Next up in the bark bank, a clergyman with a holy hustle and maybe a few unholy loopholes.
Hi, Barks.
Blessings and belly rubs to you all. I'm Father Flanigan, and today I'm here seeking $50,000 for 3% of my soul-saving startup, Holy Halos, the world's first, soon-to-be, church-approved condoms. Following the ways of the Lord can be hard and often require sacrifices of the flesh. Well, fear not, my wayward child. Introducing Father Flanigan's line of Holy Halo condoms.
Hold on, Father. The church very much doesn't like condoms. How do you expect to sell these?
Well, you're right, but these aren't just any condoms. No, my furry financiers, these are permeable. But every single halo has been dipped in holy water, a divine divider between you and sin. You can finally frolic freely and still keep that sweet spot in heaven. Permeable, but dipped in holy water to keep the sin out, but let the babies in.
Let you get your stick wet without getting your stick stuck.
If you know what I mean.
Oh my! Very embarrassing every time.
So basically they don't work as condoms, but they let you get away with having sex without going to hell?
Exactly. The church gets to keep making babies, but you don't have to keep going to confession. Think of it. No more guilt. No more awkward "I'm saving myself for marriage" speeches. With Holy Halos, you can take those pray hands and turn them into lay hands.
Didn't I read that holy water is full of bacteria like E. coli? Won't this be harmful to women's health?
The words are English, but I don't understand the question.
How are you addressing the issue holy water presents for women's health?
Again, I'm not understanding.
She does that. Well, we don't get it either.
Is that mesh from a window screen?
Ah, that's a keen eye you have there, young lass. Yes, yes. Another fine selling point, rough on the outside to increase her shame, as it should be, but soft and smooth on the inside.
You know, it kind of looks to me, Brian, I could be wrong. Kind of looks to me like the commercial might be over with.
Oh,
I'm not sure. Oh yeah, we're back. I looked up and there it was. Good morning, everyone. I was actually reading the chat. I was reading how some of these individuals are, we got this one person said, what they say, demons manifesting? Where'd that go? Yes, Larpo Max, I guess, commented on my commercial and said demons manifesting. And also corny AF. I think believing in manifesting demons is corny AF. Oh my goodness, what does that say? Let me get Ryan up here on the biggie screen. What does that say? Oh my goodness. This fool had it coming. Dade Murphy, look at that. Dade Murphy merch is what that is, guys.
Dade Murphy shirt. This fool had it coming.
Mm-hmm. That's what they get.
Perfect. I'm glad you came today. Every time I wear it, you're never here. So it's finally Kismet brought you here today.
Finally. I'm going to put the chat. Maybe if I put it over here, guys, I may have to change to a different chat software. I hate to say if it's going to continue doing this. Maybe if I updated it. Interesting. That's crazy talk. Anyway, so let me see what we've got going on here. And the other one is over here. There we go. Maybe that'll work. Okay, so Deviant Outcast, Dade Murphy says, I love that shirt. That's right, very handsome shirt. We've got Dade Murphy as a content creator. Dr. Kip in the chat is... I wonder why that happened. I'm Tech Gremlins, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. Dominus possum post bristus post portum et tupu tepu ella carborundum. I prayed over it and it is better. So maybe the spiritual demons are gone. Now, any of you out there who can name who that's from, let me know. I'll be very proud of you if you can hear it once and know it's from. Rational Poet Jackie, for Brennan, thank you for joining us this morning. So atheists are allowed to break all of the YouTube terms, but we have to conform. You guys are actually a cult projecting onto each other. Dead channel, dead live, dead souls. trigger much. And we're able to break all the YouTube terms. Pointing out the ridiculous nature of your Bible is not breaking the YouTube terms of agreement. Not. So there's that. Man, I really enjoy maybe I need to talk to somebody else who uses OBS. You guys, most of you guys use StreamYard. This chat problem is a problem. Pre-flood ages come from Babylonian myths, not human history is from the Sumerian king list. Yeah. Good morning, Jason. Thank you for joining us this morning.
There's a lot of like myths that have to do with water. I mean, I think it's just kind of natural. Don't you think it's essential to life? You know, I mean, hello.
It does seem that way, doesn't it? Well, we've had floods all over the place, and now we've got the flood story, the old flood stories and all that business, but I mean, just floods, they happen, you know, to go, oh, hey, yeah, it's some kind of thing. Well, no, it was not a thing.
Yeah, I think they happened all around the world at different times. Mm-hmm. So there's likely flood stories, you know, it's just cool.
One of the things... Cool shit, bro. One of the things I really enjoyed by listening to some of the more in-depth people. Remember, I said earlier I'm just like a surface level person, but then I go watching these. You know, I learned that the story of Noah's Ark is actually two stories jammed together. That's why there's a raven and a dove. That's why there's these, you know, two different things going on. If you read it just as one story, it you know, you're like, okay, Bible weird, I get it. But then whenever you go, oh, this is two stories, you know, and then of course two stories, both that were stolen from a different story somewhere else. And let's see.
Inspired and borrowed and competing. I mean, it's like what humans do. Like, why do they keep trying to take the human out of it?
Let me go here. Funny. Oh, maybe that's
Oh, shit. Did you my chat just went
I think I may have fixed something, figured out something. Where'd it go? That's not it. Turn that shit off, man. Matthew Danovic said something about Muhammad. What is, you know, I find it fascinating how they all come here, or not all of them, but a lot of them come here and they're like, oh, don't look at my ugly religion. Look at Muhammad. He was bad. He's bad. All right, so that one there, I think I got that chat going. I might actually have my chat situation fixed. I'm sorry, guys, for the distraction. I fully and completely blame Ryan. Because you can, you know, I said, blame the girls. Always blame the girls. In truth, they're used to it.
I'll plug you anytime, Dade. Plug, peg. I'm just I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. That was too far.
You'll be getting a call from HR now.
Oh, God. I have treats, Ollie. I'm so sorry.
That's hilarious.
Sorry.
She said that on the show. That's funny. That's funny. I swear to God it is. All right, let's see here. I didn't want to say that. I think I may have my chat problem here. I've figured out smart people. Ricky Hales, let me say, I love you too. However, you think is irrelevant, facts only. Christians, stop coming to a conversation with no knowledge. I'm coming into something in the middle of that conversation. I think I'm going to back away slowly here. But now my stuff works. I've watched a couple of documentaries about the Ella Fitzgerald. Good morning, Dr. Kip. I'm gonna, yes, I've got stuff to watch for Dr. Kip. So, hey, another deplorable nature, kill innocent people and things, believing it to resolve your sin problems, and then idolizing that narcissism. That's a good point, JCH. Thank you for joining us. Man, I finally got shit together. Thank you for joining us, JCH. Yeah, that really is, if you're unfamiliar with the way they used to do sacrifices for sins and resolve their sins by, you know, that's all Jesus is. Same thing. Not exactly the same thing. But.
He's one big jizz cookie.
Yes, the whole, it's weird. If I were to come to a Christian, any of you Christians now, and bring you a lamb or a goat and tell you that you could cast your sins on that goat, and then you and I together were going to unalive that goat, and then your sins would be gone, would that seem weird to you, my Christian friends? Why does it seem not weird that essentially I did the same thing, but it was a person? Why is it,
Yeah, why is it so human? Why is he so they anthropomorphized him so much? But he's supposed to be above it all. He's supposed to be outside time, yet he's jealous, and every minute thing we do enrages him. But why?
Mm-hmm. Right. Why does it? And he has no chill, zero chill. It's all rage, zero chill.
Yeah, zero to 100 real quick.
Ricky Hale says, would you please define sin? Sin. Okay. Anything the God creature that you believe in doesn't like is sin. That varies from person to person as to which God creature they believe in. So, yeah, it changes. Yeah. God the Father isn't jealous. That's Jesus again. God literally says he's a jealous God. Matthew, have you never read the Bible at all? What is it with these people? Let's see. Sin, that which is in front of God. Thank you, Dave Murphy, for kicking that in here. Oh man, it's so cool. My Jesus is God, says Matthew. Yeah, that's how you get around that, huh? Didn't you just a minute ago? Let me see here. What's your name? Matthew Danovic? Let's see. God the Father isn't jealous. That's Jesus again. So you've just referred to them as two different people. Then, 2 comments later, the very next comment, Jesus is God. They are both two different people and God. And the reason why you do that is because, isn't that weird, Miss Ryan? I think that's weird.
Are they a bot?
Yeah, the Father is in Jesus and Jesus is in the Father. Doesn't that sound crazy? I mean, read it out loud, dude, to yourself. Yeah, it's like, it's good when it works for you. Let's see. God describes himself as a jealous God, notably in Exodus 34:14 and Exodus 25, meaning he demands exclusive loyalty, worship, and affection, unlike sinful. But yeah, he literally says, I am a jealous God. And if you don't know that, I mean,
Ezekiel says that God gets jealous over an image of the goddess. I mean, Ezekiel says it right there, that he's a little pussy ass bitch that gets jealous of an image. Like, my gosh, what aren't you jealous of? You're jealous if I jack off. You're jealous if I look at another stone as a idol. My goodness, I can't pull out.
Right. Jealous of the golden calf. That's a great example, the golden calf. Let's see here. Jesus is a third of a God, the Trinity. See, I hate to, David, here's the deal, man. Is it David? David. Jesus is not God. God literally says to Jesus in Mark, you are the Son of God. So work that out yourself as much as you need to. The reason why you believe he's God, though, is because you want to worship Jesus. Jesus is not who you're supposed to worship. Jesus is a prophet telling you to worship God, but you don't want to worship God. You want to worship Jesus. God book says no worship anybody but God. So you make Jesus God. Think about it, man. Think about it. Your pastors made Jesus God to let you get away with worshiping Jesus instead of God. Thou shalt worship what? No other what? Well, of course. But if you elevate Jesus to godhood.
1 + 1 + 1 = 1. Exactly, Jason. That's how it works. Do you not know math?
All fall short. Bro, you ain't making any sense. I'll talk slower if I have to. Maybe you should put that on a hat. I'm just saying, all fall short. Now, here's the deal. All fall short. This is the deal. All fall short of what? Jesus? Wait. We're expected to live up to the level of a God man, of a God creature man, who is perfect in every way. It's insulting to think that we could even be, I mean, that's crazy.
That's a high standard. Like, is that what God was expecting? He was expecting like perfection, just everything to, if I go with the game, you really just thought first time around it was going to be chef's kiss? Wow, you really think highly of yourself, bruh. The first time you did it.
First time. Right. Flippid Normal. Good morning. Flippid Normal says, can we get the Catholic Church to start handing out rosemary garlic Triscuit crackers instead of sacramental tasteless wafers? No, I probably couldn't. You know what I'd really like to get the church to start handing out? Reparations. Reparations until it hurts. They have relics, like the relic that there's a little piece of wood about this big that allegedly is part of Jesus's crib somehow. And it lives in a golden bubble inside of a bigger bubble inside of a golden room. They shouldn't have that. They should get rid of all that. You know what I mean? Just melt that all down, help the poor, that kind of thing. Reparations would be really nice. Then you'd have to go to the Southern Baptist Church and get them to do reparations, because how many children do they rape? I don't know. Then there's the Boy Scouts.
Everybody has reparations. They all need to pay reparations somehow. Seriously.
One of the things is that
they need to come to Jesus.
They do need to come to Jesus. They really do. One of the, it's written in God's word, I believe God, you believe man. Yeah, that's right. That's a very accurate description of the situation. I believe it. Yeah, I believe science. Let's see. Are you a little snake in the grass? What's your main question? I'm not sure. Oh, are you a little snake in the grass? Yes, I am the serpent. I am the serpent. Okay, whenever you think about the serpent in the Old Testament, it brought knowledge. There you go. Look at her sneaky snake. The serpent brought knowledge and wisdom. Before the serpent, Eve was stupid. She didn't know nothing. She just knew how to work a garden. Then he brought knowledge of good and evil and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, he tried to free them from this slavery that they were in. And that's what I do. I bring you knowledge and wisdom. I tell you the things so you Christians will listen. You go, oh, shit. Wow, let me go look. Did Jesus really get sacrificed? This is what a sacrifice. No. Did Romans sacrifice things to the God of the Jews? Was something they did? So I do those things to point those things out so I can pull Christians away from the faith. And so you might think I'm the serpent. I am the serpent.
I like snake.
Snake. Let's see. The wife is going to
snake.
Let me see if I can find something. The evil one was going to send me something, but we don't do the same platforms. She does TikTok, and sometimes I have a hard time locking into my platform, my TikTok. Let me see if I can find it though. She was going to send me something. And I may just have to. What it was why do conservative people have such a hang up on trans people? What's their problem with trans people? Why is it that conservatives have the issue? And I'm going to paraphrase what I briefly saw was essentially they stuck some conservatives in a room, hooked things up to their heads, flashed images of trans people, and the conservatives got hard-ons, boiling it all down. And I think the psychological part is they don't like the fact that they got hard-ons. I didn't get that far into the video, but yeah. Let's see here. Ryan, do you have any, let's see. Good morning, Bill Castle. Thank you for joining us. Ryan, do you have any things going on this week? Any shows you're going to be on or any of that business?
I don't. I was on a show last week and I forgot to even mention it. I was on Javon's channel and that was a lot of fun.
Oh, was it?
Really good time. Yes, it was a very good time.
I'll have to see if I can catch that. I'm not Javon Bradley.
He does a lot of the live stream debates, like with callers and stuff.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. I'll have to check him out. Did you take calls with him?
Yeah, we did. I was nervous, but the callers were all actually very nice. So mild compared to the kind of stuff that he normally gets.
Oh, wow. maybe they realized you were a sweetie. I don't know. Your player asks, I'm actually curious how you guys came to your conclusions. Could you tell me? No, just hang around. I mean, I'm not going to stop the show just to go through all of our lists to explain why we came to where we came through for you. Just stick around. You'll get there. Appreciate it. And yeah. And then there's all fall short. It says, I already told you creation proves a creator. Things create, things don't. I believe this is what this individual says, create themselves. Pretty simple. Okay, then who created your God? All fall short. Who created your God?
Me.
Ooh, I know who it was. It was the creature that told that God creature that it couldn't forgive sins without blood. Because if it tried, it was going to get in trouble or something. Because obviously, there has to be a reason why this merciful, loving God would insist on blood to forgive sins. Why a merciful, loving God would create a hell place to begin with, right? Low-hanging fruit, says Ricky Hales. Hey, man, again, fact that you got any fruit at all. There's just so many of it, this low-hanging fruit. Ricky may not even be talking to me. We got so much going on in the chat. Let's see. Hey, he's outside of creation. No. That doesn't count.
But he's...
yeah, you can't say that. What's that?
But he has human emotions?
Yeah, he has human emotions. He gets pissed about what I do with my dick. Really? And this is the thing, man. You need to... Oh, wait. There's the threat. It was just a matter of time. Remember, we talk about how Christianity is all based on threat, fear. Judgment Day going to be rough for you folks. Why? Because your loving, merciful God creature is going to do what to us? It's fear. You're trying to threaten us. And oh my goodness, you're right. Ryan, he's right. On Judgment Day, it's going to be rough. Are you ready to repent? I am so ready. Let's find Jesus right here, Ryan. Because this jackass told us we were going to be burned or something when we die. Oh, I'm sorry. I've kind of lost my way. Fear of God is the beginning of wisdom. Your top two reasons. You know, you ignore the fear of God part. And I don't know about the beginning of wisdom part. Necessarily. Shrunken Table says, LOL, the moderators are telling us don't say stupid things, I believe he meant to say, while the host constantly ridicules Christians. It's just silly. Why are you here? You're still there? Let me look. Shrunken Table. We're all just waiting for you to leave, man. Okay. I figure you. What the deal is, he ain't gonna leave because he's got a hard on for my face because he's secretly gay. And I mean, that's kind of the deal. You know how it is, those secret gay, trans hating people. Religious nutbags.
Hate themselves.
I know. Lauren here says, I pissed myself laughing and bumped my caps button. Uh-oh. Once you get that cleaned up, I'm just saying wipe off the caps button. Sit kettle.
Wash your hands.
Wash your hands. Ryan, sorry to call you out, but are we doing calls today? Hey, Gohan. Have you changed your mind? Have you decided that you're going to not want to impose your stuff on women? Have you decided that it's okay for women and doctors to choose what happens to their bodies? Otherwise, just go away, man, because I don't want to hear your shit. For those of you who don't know, Gohan likes to go on channels and essentially try to claim he's a secular humanist and sell abortion as a secular humanist. And then he tries to claim that he's actually for abortion if the women are in danger. Who, my friends, let me ask you, my friends, who gets to determine what level of danger is satisfactory and who determines that? Who? Gohan does. Gohan and his religious folk. It's all about controlling women. It's all about controlling women.
I can't make a decision myself.
I know. How many adopted children does Gohan have? How many adopted babies is he? Are you fostering children? Is that what you do? You got fostered? Shouldn't know. Are you just, what is that term? It's called oh, there's a word for it. Virtue signaling. Yes, virtue. Oh, I'm against abortion. I'm against you. Oh, for the babies. It's got to be for the baby. Get that baby away from me. Oh, no. Don't give that baby no money. No money for the babies. No, I'm a right-wing jackass. No, that mother should be able to afford that child. Yeah.
It's just, the focus is all kind of miscombobbled.
Yeah. If this was about Islam, it would be an even easier argument for us. I can't argue that, really. Islam is I want to say, even lower hanging fruit. The deal is that fruit is not in my yard. That fruit is not currently growing on a tree that is hanging over into my fence. Christianity is. So, later, Jason, thank you for joining us.
Make sure you follow Dragons in Genesis.
Yes, Dragons in Genesis. Jason is fantastic. He's smart. He's one of those smart people who do smart people stuff. Go watch him and follow their smart people stuff. Gohan profile, according to Flockmaster, you got an image of God in your head that prevents you from thinking clearly. I can empathize. I was a child when the God ROM chip was installed in my mind. I finally dislodged it. Good luck to you, though, Gohan pro-life, too. I don't know. Future of Earth. I'm not really sure Future of Earth is talking about not speaking to women. We were talking, in fact, earlier this morning about the woman that Jesus called a dog. Chris is a transphobe. Talk about the projection, right? Talk about the projection. He always talks about women for abortion. And purposefully leaves out men. Gohan, man, I gotta say, brother, I gotta be honest and say, I really didn't think. I mean, you have shocked me, man. I don't get shocked often. You have shocked me. I didn't think I could think less of you. But somehow I do. I mean, that's projection and ignorance on a level I couldn't describe. I mean, we talk about the Christian projection and all that business. This guy, man. Can't do anything. It's all created by man. Hi, Lauren Harrington. Thank you for joining us. Projection, Your Honor. That's right. I was really kind of expecting, of course, my chat's been down. I was expecting more of the threats, but my chat was down for a good part of the thing. Felicia by nature. Chris is a transphobe. Does that mean I can jump on the show and go, ooga, booga, booga? I know, right? Yeah. You would be very hard pressed. Prove that. Include men when you talk about abortion. All right, so Gohan Pro 2, why should I do any fucking thing you say? Anything. You're a fucking idiot. Just go read what you've put in my chat. You're a fucking idiot. I wouldn't do anything. If you told me it was clear and safe to walk across the street, I would not trust you because you're an idiot. Read what you've posted. And men, what part do men have to play in abortion? You know what men have to play in abortion? Let's talk about that, my friend. They oppress women. They keep them from doing what they need to do with their bodies for the men's ability to control women. It's all about control and putting shit on women. You want to talk about men? How come men don't get to have to pay child support no matter what and take care of that child no matter what? No, he can go get his dick wet though and run away, and all of a sudden she's got a lifetime of bills to pay. And you don't give a shit about none of that. Where are you hunting down the deadbeat dads? Why isn't your name Gohan Deadbeat Dad 2? Out there trying to get these men to take care of the children that they produced. You have no right to talk about abortion at all. And the more you speak about it, the more ignorant you become. I mean, and you can ask Miss Ryan, there gets to be a point in my chat where you're just so beneath me, I'll stop responding to you altogether. Even if you're still there. You've met that place, my friend. Jay, good morning, Jay. Jay said, hang on one second. I am confused. God is hate, but atheists don't believe in God. How could you say God is hate when such hate does not exist? Well, you're being a little simple there. The God creature is hate when you go look at the Old Testament God creature. And then the followers of that God creature demonstrate its hate for 2,000 years with murder, death, kill, all the time. Now, you just happened to walk in while we were talking about how Christians like to oppress women with their abortion notions. And thankfully, we had Gohan Pro 2 right there on time to demonstrate the level of ignorance that can be found in some of these folk. Okay. Let's see, what should we do here this morning? Let's do this. We'll be back in just a minute.
Flanigan!
Yes, sir. Very disturbing, I know.
Fetch me Father Flanigan.
Your Highness.
You are in the presence of His Holiness, the Puppius Maximus, guardian of the sacred fire hydrant, defender of the holy tennis ball, and eater of the golden kibble, Pup Oliver Poopsalot the Fifth.
Your popedom. I heard you have a bone to pick with me.
Condoms, Father Flanigan?
No, thank you. I've got plenty.
That's what I mean. Why are you selling condoms?
Oh, you mean our Pharaoh Sombrero line of condoms? Understood.
You know how we feel about those around here.
Well, they're not to be used by the Catholics, of course.
Not for Catholics?
No, they're part of our Sinner Gonna Sin lack of faith outreach program.
A sinner gonna what?
It's like getting the tithe, but from the heretics and the heathens and the atheists.
Oh, well, when you put it like that.
But, Your Highness, this will reflect very poorly on the church.
True. You know what this means, Flanigan?
Warning label on the box, not for Catholics in big letters.
Too subtle.
Instant purgatory if used by Catholics.
I like it. Divine branding.
Excellent, your popedom. Would there be anything else?
That will be all. You may leave.
We're all, yes, and I'm back. Miss Rion is not. Let me pull her down there for a second. All right, we are back. Flipped normal. I feel offended he chose to adopt the name Gohan for his username. You know, Ryan is in fact wearing, I believe, that outfit that she's wearing. Here she is. She's back. The thing she's wearing, I think it's a Gohan thing from that show. I'm not familiar with the show. I'm sorry. My little brother is. He loves it.
Dragon Ball Z.
Yes. And so, yeah. Let's see. JCH, as I slowly process, what about the bone boss not wanting to grow into men by fatherhood? You know, here's the deal, man. JCH. The right-wing conservative party, the Christian conservative party, have used trans people as I don't want to use dog whistle, but like a stick. Here, go get those trans people. Go get them. And you do. They have nothing to do with you. People can choose what they want to do. They just want to live their life. But Christians have so vilified them that even if you're not a Christian, you're like, oh, trans people, what do you give a shit? If you're sitting there going to go, men just claim to be trans people so they can hide in bathrooms and assault women, that's not a trans person. That's a fucking man. You need to take care of your own men. So
We don't. It doesn't matter what signs on the door. If a man wants to grape somebody, they're going to grape somebody. They do it all the time. That's like nothing fucking new. This is all just about making sure we can control women and look at their innards to verify whatever they want to verify.
That's right. And if you find a woman getting raped in a bathroom, it's probably a man. It's a man. It's It's not a man. I mean, it's a man. It's going to be you. You know, they just, I don't know, man. It's all a dog whistle. Dog whistle, bad. It's bad. Well, I guess I don't know. Maybe it's a good example. It's just a distraction. They're trying to get you to hate something that you fear and don't understand. And so by hating and throwing your hate towards those people, you're not addressing the real issues. And that's them who've been lying to you and all this other business. If you're a Christian nationalist and you believe all this business about abortion and trans people and all that business, you have been lied to. What's the percentage of, there are more people in Donald Trump's cabinet in the Epstein files than I believe there are trans people in, high school sports that these people are always worried about. So if you go, oh, look, there are more Trump pedophiles in the Epstein files than there are trans people trying to compete in the sports. If it's not, it's a small number. That's how small this number is. It's a super tiny number. Or if it's the Epstein files, it's a very large number. But it's a very small percentage. Hey, you remember that one they were talking about that one, that right wing was just flipping the fuck out. They're like, this woman beat 1,600, this man beat 1,600 women in a women's race. They didn't mention that person came in like 700th and there was 700 people in front of that person. Ignore all that bullshit.
Yeah, it's just a twist of headline.
Yeah.
It's so obviously intentionally trying to garner some kind of emotion from people, to feel motivated, to feel some type of way, when literally name like a trans athlete that's like kicking everybody's ass, that's like making everybody feel they're just the same as you and me. They're average athletes. They're people who love the sport. And so they're playing this sport. I mean, my gosh.
And you have to ask yourself, my friends out there who actually think these things, stop for just a moment, just a single moment. Do you think somebody out there would really, and I'm going to use this word probably wrong, regender themselves just so they could be better at a sport? Really? You think that stupid? It is. I mean, really, that's, you know what? I can't compete with these other people, so I'm going to go get a sexual reassignment. Sorry, that's fucking stupid.
The only thing we've ever seen in the movies is people maybe pretending, either as a joke or just because they love the sport so much, they might pretend, like the girl in high school pretends to be a boy because she wants to be on the baseball team or something like.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Or the guy, there's no men's baseball team and he loves playing, but there's a girls' baseball. That's right. It. It's for the love of the mother effing game. Like, my God.
Yeah, there could be those things. There were oftentimes there were like Shakespeare's time, where not only did you have men performing the roles of women, so they were dressing as women on the stage. And this is back, they were really religious. So not only did you have that, you had men. So let's just pretend now you go to see the play and you're ignoring the fact that the women are actually men. Ignore that. And now, in the middle of the play, one of the characters who's a woman is going to pretend to be a man. Happens in Shakespeare all the time. Dresses around as a man. I mean, it happens all the time.
There's apocryphal where Jesus talks about everybody's going to be all the same sex in heaven. Oops, he doesn't exactly say I'm just summarizing, but he says everybody's going to be the same sex in heaven. So,
really?
I mean, I don't know what that means, but it means something.
Are we all going to be Ken dolls?
We're going to be smooth.
I for Brennan, good morning for $5. Says, wish me luck. I'm sending an actual handwritten letter to the Pope asking about their vast wealth. Which part is the actual? Is it the handwritten, or is it the actually to the Pope? You know what I mean? Anyway, that's a cool one. I'm actually a handwritten letter to the Pope asking about their vast wealth and how they can justify that with Matthew 19:24. It's a good one. How can they? We've talked about that on the show many times, about how they have all this wealth. They're just dripping in wealth, and yet If they took PCP funds, what are they called? PCP funds, whenever the
loans.
They were taking out millions of dollars of loans from the U.S. government to help pay for churches here in the United States, one of the wealthiest organizations in the entire world. And yet,
right?
Craziness.
But they didn't pay back.
Nope. No, they did not. No, very, very much. All we need is justice that protects everyone, really. But that's the whole deal. There's just, why do people give a shit about what other people are doing? Namaste says, I want to mention it. Namaste says, shishirbat. Namaste. I had somebody approach me in Discord and pointed out I had some wrong thinking. And you know how I like to adjust my thinking whenever I have wrong thinking. And sometimes I don't have wrong thinking. I just misspeak because I'm going by so fast. This individual, Ankalagonchik, if you're familiar with Ankalagonchik, wanted to mention that it wasn't actually Jesus. Because remember I said, when Jesus came, you get hell and you get to keep your penis flesh. It wasn't Jesus who did that. That was a Paul thing. Jesus was about that. Okay, so that they told me, he's like, oh, it wasn't really them, it was him. So I stand corrected. It's like it came with at the same time, but it was actually Paul that did it, not Jesus.
And it still isn't even really them. That's still more of a later development.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not finalized. I can say that.
Yeah. So there was that. And there was a couple of other things that they sent to me. Something about the hierarchy of heaven and all these other things. I will go through it, but I do want to mention this specifically that part that I do. Oftentimes I'll go, God did this thing, or with Jesus this happened, but it was actually it was. And oftentimes I say that because I still like to draw that line between, are you a Paulinian or are you a Christian? Do you worship Jesus or God? Jesus worshiped God. Paul worshiped Jesus. So what are you? Huh. Interesting. Let me see if we got something. I think, did we miss another super chat? I think we may have. I'll catch it. Just the chat has been unfortunate. Saitama says fetuses are not babies. I think that's the whole debate right there. Thank you very much. And that's the whole thing, Saitama. That's kind of our issue. Is it, where is the line on that? And who's to say? And we have individuals like Gohan who actually wants it to be from conception. From the instant the two juices hit together, done. Woman's life's destroyed no matter what. Unless later on she's bleeding out so horrifically that you can manage to get a doctor to convince a lawyer that it's bad enough that she can get an abortion. Because Gohan likes babies. Yeah. Gohan, yeah. I know, right? Anyway, Kalasia is here. Gohan, don't ruin my first cup of coffee. What did Gohan do, right? You know, Kalasia is probably almost certainly familiar with Gohan. I think, I would guess. I've heard that Gohan likes to haunt some of the other channels. So, and Kalasia is a monitor. Good morning, Kalasia. Thank you for joining us. Even when I was growing in the 80s, I never once heard anything about trans men and women. So what to speak about 2,000 years ago on another country? You're not talking about the Shakespeare reference, are you? Where that's 500 years ago in England? Is that what you're talking about? When I was a kid in the 80s, I too was a kid in the 80s. And we had, I did not, actually I was from West Texas, and I did not have a lot of experience with trans people. I did not. There were a couple of words I knew them by, and I didn't even know, I gotta be honest, my friends, I didn't know if they were real or not. There was the term I knew, the one term I knew was hermaphrodite. That was the kind of, I think, only one that I really knew. And to be honest, I didn't know if they were real or not. And I have to say that I am glad that the world has changed and that they're able to be who they can be. I wish I'd have had an education about them back then, you know?
Right.
I think I actually, whenever I started the show up, I used the T word, not knowing it was a slur. For those of you who know, if you know, you know. If you don't know, you know. Don't know. I didn't know. Day one, just one day, just joined us. One day more. All right, so let's see here. Gohan. Beats ignorant stuff. Just because Gohan can. Gohan is trying to prove a point, but Gohan just continues to make Gohan look ignorant. I'm going to read our super chats for the day, and I am going to go hang out with the evil one. The evil one is home for today. I've got stuff I'm going to do. Things happen today. Miss Non-Sequitur, got to go. We're done, Miss Non-Sequitur. Thank you for joining us today. We appreciate you for modding. You're a wonderful mod. I for Brennan said, wish me luck. I'm sending the actual handwritten letter to the Pope asking for their vast wealth and how they can justify that with Matthew 19:24. You know, perfect. It would be not, you know, you got to understand that this is a church and it's got a lot of responsibilities, a lot of money, that even if it did donate its wealth, it would still have to retain a certain amount of wealth in order to continue to function and do its purpose. And then you go, live a little bit of a cushion in case of emergency. But above that, what you doing, Pope? How you doing? Yeah, I mean, you got a mission to outreach. You got to pay for your churches and your people and to help all the poor and whatever you're doing with it. But what's with all the gold? So thank you for that. Let's see here. And Felicia by Nature, I'm going to stalk your show here in a bit. Says, okay, you guilted me. Thanks for the promo. Awesome. Go subscribe to Felicia by Nature. Let's see. We got a new bronze level. Wow, new bronze level subscriber. Flippin' Normal. Good morning, new bronze level subscriber. Thank you for joining us. Ryan, thank you for joining me today. Ryan is off until Thursday. She'll be back on Thursdays, my decent Thursdays. Tomorrow, Kelly Laughlin will be here, and we're going to do stuff for Tuesday.
All right, take care.
Thank you. See you later. All right, my friends. You have a wonderful day. Sin safely, my friends. Take care.
Got a house that smells like old cheese and shame. Father Flanigan's flesh candles change the game. Goat-scented thrills for your soul's delight. Light it up, baby, make your room right. When you've sinned and need to atone, light a candle and avoid the stone. Smell the goat in a holy zone. Father Flanigan, here to set the tone. Confession booth, busy, no need to stress. Light a candle and forget your mess. Gross odors vanish like sins in the wind. With each wick, guess who's your new best friend? When you've sinned and need to atone, light a candle and avoid the stone. Smell the goat in a holy zone. Father Flanigan, here to set the tone. Lambs and calves may have their day, but goat's the scent that leads the way. Clean your slate with a sniff so pure. Father Flanigan's got the cure. Turn your home into a saintly space. With every whiff, find redeeming grace.